Hello, I'm Carolyn Black-Sotier, and welcome to Kaleidoscope, your window into the vibrant world of arts and culture in Harford County. Here, we celebrate the artists, performers, and organizers who bring creativity to life and help our community connect, grow, and thrive. Let's get started. The Harford Highlanders Pipe Band brings the power and tradition of bagpipes to Harford County. What started as a group of friends playing for fun has grown into a band of all ages, teaching, practicing, and performing together. From first notes on a practice chanter to the full sound of the pipes, all it takes is a passion for the instrument and a desire to learn. Joining me in the studio today to share the band's story and music is Jeff Douglas, pipe major of the Harford Highlanders. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
And you look mighty spiffy, I might say.
Oh, thank you. Glad to be here.
Tell us a little bit, before we talk about how the group got started, how did you get connected to the bagpipe instrument?
Sure. So I started as a band kid in elementary school playing the trombone, and then when I grew up, made it to my high school, the marching band was called the Marching Scottish, and they were looking for a bagpiper. And so I said, sure, that sounds kind of fun, and I just kind of started. My brothers thought it was a joke or a phase, and I would grow out of it, and here I am all these years later, still loving it.
Yeah, and how did you feel wearing a kilt?
Well, you know, when you're 14 and you're a boy, when you have polyester green pants versus a kilt, you find out real quick the girls think the boys look cute in a kilt. So,
I would agree with that.
So that kind of sold it right there.
Okay. All right. So this was out in Denver, Colorado,
Correct.
but you did come east, and you brought that passion and your bagpipes along with you.
Yep.
Then how did it all evolve here in Harford County?
So I was playing with pipe bands, but I was driving to D.C. or Northern Virginia, you know, far away, hour and a half plus each way to practice. And then over time, I got to know some of the local players from out the area, and we all said, why are we all driving so far away to play in these bands? Why don't we just start doing local events? So we kind of grew together as a group that just sort of showed up, played a parade for like 4th of July, for example, in Bel Air, and said, this is kind of fun. We like being together. And then we did that for a couple years. And then over time, different members said, let's make this more permanent. Let's really grow it and make a band instead of just a group that comes together for an event and disperses.
Okay, so I would bet there are people who are watching, I would say, you know, I'd kind of like to try this. So how can they approach you? Because my understanding is you're open for business. I mean, you would love to have people join.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the band meets every Wednesday night here in Harford County. We do lessons for new students starting around 6:30 in the evening, and then we do the full band practice at 7. And we invite people to, you know, reach out to me through our Facebook page or through my email that I believe we're going to have posted up here, and reach out, and I'll give you all the details. And you know, just show up type of thing. No bagpipe or drum required to get started. Just like you said, a passion just to want to do it.
Okay, and then as far as that bagpipe is a pretty intimidating instrument.
Sure.
But you say you start on what's called a chanter, and you brought one with you. Can you kind of show us what that's like?
Sure. So this is called the practice chanter. It is the same as the bagpipe from a fingering and note and how you learn the technique. So you start out with this. It's ballpark $100 for someone to get started. And we teach you where to put your fingers, how to play all the movements and the grace notes, we call them, and just the technique of the instrument.
Would you play something for us?
Sure.
Okay.
So, and it's the other selling point, it's real quiet, so you can play it in your house and not scare your family.
Okay. That's awesome.
So we teach you on something like this, so you can sit in a chair, you can relax, and we can literally tell you put your finger here or that finger there, and you're not we like to say we're wrestling the octopus with the bagpipe. So,
okay.
So it's a lot easier to get started, but you always play the chanter. It's just where you learn new stuff.
Yeah. So it's great to get together every Wednesday as a community group, but then you are also very busy doing performances all over the region.
Correct.
Yeah. Let's talk about some of the upcoming.
Yeah. So the band plays. Our big events are the Bel Air 4th of July Independence Day Parade.
Sure.
This year we've added the Towson Independence Day Parade, so we're going to do 2 in the one day. The Havre de Grace, I believe, is on July 5th, the next day. So, 3 parades in 2 days is going to put the band to the test. But it's a fun chance for us to get out in the local community. I personally enjoy it because having lived in Harford County for many years, I see a lot of people that know me or they recognize me from just year after year of playing in the parade.
They recognize you in your kilt?
Yep. A lot of people wonder if this is all I ever wear is a kilt because they see me doing this.
And then, of course, you're going to be a participant in the Celtic Festival as well.
Yep.
I mean, they cannot have the festival without having you all there. So I think that's on August 29th.
29th, correct. So that's a relatively new festival that we are partnering with and trying to support and get the word out.
Terrific.
And it's at Friendship Park in Abingdon. So it's, again, real close. It's right next to the Wegmans.
Oh, okay.
So it's real close, and it's just a great day to be out, and they have so many different events and bands and just it's
parades. It's a wonderful thing. So I got to ask you, you've obviously had a lot of different experiences. You also play at weddings and funerals. What do you think this has done for you and for your life? Being committed to an instrument like this, but also then creating this larger group of people who come together.
Yeah. So, I mean, I personally, over 40 years of doing this, I've played for everywhere from the president to the Queen of England to a cat. I mean, it's just all one day I'll write a book to tell you all about it,
Yeah.
But I've really enjoyed playing with the local band because it's been a great camaraderie, great friendship group, and we get out into the local community and do stuff. And I love playing everything from elementary schools. When you see kids' face, it's larger than life to see a bagpipe come out, and they think like an alien has landed on the planet. It's just not something many children see. So it's just a great, fun experience.
Terrific. Well, we're going to put up your email address again because you don't have a website. You do have a Facebook page, and what is that? That's
just Harford Highlanders Pipe Band.
Okay, that's the Facebook. Yeah, and then there is your email address. So I encourage people to get in touch with you. It sounds like a lot of fun and interesting and very festive, and so we look forward to I'll be at one of those parades, so I'll look forward to hearing you.
And we do both bagpipes and drums. So the band does include snare drums, tenor drums, and bass drums. Okay,
so if you're a drummer, this could be for you too.
It's not just bagpiper folks.
Terrific. Thank you so much, Jeff.
Thank you.
Okay, well, changing gears, Deer Creek Coffeehouse brings live folk and singer-songwriter music to a cozy candlelit setting in Darlington. Now in its 14th season, the nonprofit showcases acclaimed acoustic artists from the United States, Canada, and beyond. We stopped by on a chilly winter evening to see what makes this venue so special. So join us as we shine a light on Deer Creek Coffeehouse.
Not in my best, and I'm starting all over again. Rock, paper, scissors, that's my guess if I'm gonna be alright. Work. This is an end, and I'm starting all over again, all over again.
Deer Creek Coffeehouse started in May of 2012. It's a whole crew here that loves doing what we do with the roots music. So we've continued doing this now this is our 14th season.
And I'm starting all over again. Rock, paper, scissors. That's my guess. I'm gonna be alright.
So tonight we're presenting husband and wife team, the Rough and Tumble. It's Scott Tyler and Mallory Graham. They've come in from New Hampshire. They describe themselves as thrift store, folk Americana, contemporary style. So sometimes it's hard to describe a person's music, but once you hear it, oh yeah, I can see how that fits. And
you can hide the path that'll bring me back. I'm the hound you can look, but you'll punish.
Yeah, what we intended to do is to try to get the sense of the feeling of the old coffee houses of the Village in New York City, where it was an intimate listening room, and you had a sense of community of people coming in from different areas and to hear different styles of music or comedians or book readings or whatever. You notice we set up little card tables here. So that means if a party of 2 comes in, then another party of 2 has to come in, and they're forced to meet each other. So, you'll see the different couples sit at different locations for different shows. So it's really developed a sense of music-loving people in this community. We love the whole sense of community and people gathering to hear, music that they love. It's special because of various reasons. We're in the remote area of the county that doesn't get much, there's not much activity or music or concerts up in this part of the county, Harford and Cecil County. Plus, it's an intimate listening room. So we're able to hear the stories, the lyrics to the songs, and we hear the stories behind the songs or stories of their travels. We can interact with the artists and banter back and forth. We are well known for our homemade baked goods. So when people come through the door, they'll make a beeline to the kitchen window and they'll get at least 2 or 3 homemade baked goods. Sometimes they'll take some home with them. So that's another fact. I always say it's songs, stories, smiles, and snacks. We love what we're doing. We're presenting monthly shows from September through June, but we'd love to continue doing that, especially with the help of the County Arts Board, Harford County Cultural Arts Board. That really helps us out a lot. What we do, because without them we couldn't really swing it unless we raised our suggested donation or ticket prices substantially. What's really important is the fact that we're all volunteers here, and we all love what we're doing. We have a person who works the sound, Glenn, and then my wife, Tracy, and we usually have 3 or 4 people working in the kitchen. And we all just put in our time because we love what we're doing.
Look for a special Shine a Light feature during every Kaleidoscope program. When we return, Bob Willenbrink from Maryland Center for the Arts and Emily Adolph from the Healing Arts and Music Festival will be here. So stay tuned. Music has the power to heal, connect, and strengthen a community. And one local festival is bringing all of that together. The Healing Arts and Music Festival, a collaboration between the Soul Lift and Maryland Center for the Arts, blends live music, creative expression, and holistic wellness into one immersive, amazing experience. Here to tell us more are Bob Willenbrink, Executive Director of the Maryland Center for the Arts, and Emily Adolph, Holistic Wellness Practitioner and founder of The Soul Lift. Welcome to you both.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Well, this sounds fascinating. It's brand new, so I would love for you to share. First, let's talk about how did you come up with this idea?
Yeah, well, it was something that just kind of came to me one day, very sporadically, as some of those creative concepts do, and just got out my journal and a pen and just started writing down those ideas and those thoughts and those concepts. And then fast forward to a few months later, met
We
Bob.
met at, Emily's a great photographer as well.
Oh, you did?
And she was
Okay.
photographing a concert. And I walked up and gave her my card and said, we're interested in photography as part of the Maryland Center for the Arts. And it grew from
Just,
there.
yeah,
Grew
just
from
kind
there.
of, yeah.
So it's amazing what can happen when people come together, right?
That's
Just
exactly
two people
right.
with some ideas, which is now growing and growing. Yeah.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit. So you explained why it's Maryland Center for
Right.
the Arts, but why is that such an appropriate organization for Emily and what she does and the Soul Lift to happen?
Because we try to bring all type of art, whether it's visual or performing arts, together to create a sense of community and to provide understanding and deeper understanding of what the arts can do to bring people together and also to heal people.
Yeah.
And it's just like anyone else. You may hear a song that you heard years ago that will come back and warm your heart and take your pain away.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's exactly the power of music, and that's what music can do. And the music and the healing arts are a perfect combination
Yeah.
for helping groups.
And you both have been practicing this concept for a long time, not together, but
Right.
again, the power of music and to bring community together and the healing powers.
Right.
Not just music, but the arts.
Right.
Yeah, right. So let's talk a little bit about the details. How is it going to happen? What's going to happen at the festival?
Yeah, so it's going to be a combination of wellness practices, so things like yoga, sound healing, guided meditation, along with interactive art. So hoping to have, on-site artists that want to be maybe painting or, sharing their creative gifts in a live forum, as well as musicians of all kinds. So it's really bringing those three together to create one beautiful powerhouse, if you will,
Right.
where people can experience them. Some might be experiencing them for the first time, and it might be something where people are coming and just jumping in and they've already experienced it before. So,
Right.
yeah.
And we're going to start on that Friday night with a open mic around the campfire. So people can come and sing
Lovely.
and sing their songs and feel good about themselves and join us in singing that on that Friday night.
Well, as we're
Yeah.
talking about it, we're going to put up the date and the place
Right.
for the event, because I'm sure people are saying, okay, tell us, when is this going to happen? So it's very exciting. Why the Maryland Center for the Arts? Why did you decide to become, I know the emotional reasons, and
Right.
but how will this benefit the Center for the Arts as well?
Well, it benefits the Center for the Arts because we like to present a wide array of events which bring the community together and provide artistic events that are not common, whether it's a plein air painting festival or a Rejoice Christmas concert or a music concert. We'll do a music concert in June, which is just a general music concert for Harmony Woods, and then we want to bring together other programs which help people and address the needs of certain groups. We did a woman's history concert
Right.
called Calliope Jubilee, and this will be a grand event for us because it really brings two groups together
Yeah.
and makes just a great community event. And
Right.
that's our goal, is to bring the arts to the community and bring the community together.
That's terrific. And then, particularly at this time in our lives when things seem so fractious, how wonderful to come together and it be a healing togetherness,
Right.
right? That
Yes.
And
makes
that's the
people
goal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, some of the proceeds, I understand, will go to benefit the Center for the Arts,
Yes,
right?
we're working on developing a performing arts center. That's in the agreement with the foundation that gave the property to us. and we're raising money, and the proceeds will go toward that.
That's terrific.
It's been a long process, but we're headed in the right direction.
I think you can do it. All right. Talking about looking into the future, what's the long-term vision for the festival? What would you like to see happen?
Year over
Emily?
year.
Year after year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We really would love to, for this first year to be the kickoff for many years to come, where we can continue to bring people together through wellness, through the arts, through music, and just community in general. And we're really excited to bring this forward.
And Emily has a lot of contacts, and we want in the future other groups to contact us.
Okay.
Other groups can contact us, and we invite them to do that if they're
Terrific.
interested. Even this year, we're still looking
Oh,
for
yeah.
people.
Yes.
Okay.
If they want, they can contact us.
So-
And
So there's the website. So people who want to find out more about just attending, but also if you want more participants,
Yes.
right?
right,
Yes.
that's
Artists
correct.
and
Right, if they want to
practitioners,
participate,
they
yes.
should contact you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and even vendors.
Okay.
Yeah,
that
we're going to
sounds
have
great.
food trucks there too. People love food trucks.
You've got to have food, do you know?
Yeah,
That's part of the.
that's right.
That's part of the good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
And again, so the date, just to remind me one more time, is in October. October
Second and third.
2nd and 3rd, 2 days. All right, at Friendship Park in Abington. Sounds like a wonderful, wonderful event. And I thank you both. This is a much needed activity or whatever coming together right now. And I think it will, I hope as many people can attend and participate as possible.
Well, thank
Thank
you. And
you.
Emily's a terrific person leading this charge.
Yeah. Well, you make a pretty
Thank
terrific
you.
duo, so there you
Yeah,
go.
I
All right,
agree.
thanks
Thank
so
you.
much. Okay. All right, there's more to come on Kaleidoscope, so don't go away because we will be right back. Welcome back to Kaleidoscope. As the government-appointed local arts agency, the Harford County Cultural Arts Board is the primary local resource for arts organizations, for artists, and for you, our county residents. The board's mission is to preserve, enhance, and promote the culture of Harford County, Maryland. Calling all visual and literary artists, the Harford County Cultural Arts Board is now accepting submissions for its upcoming community exhibition, The Art of Healing. In partnership with the Harford County Public Library, Ashley Addiction Treatment, and the Harford Artists Association, artists of all backgrounds are invited to explore the theme of healing and recovery through their work. To learn more and submit, visit culturalartsboard.org. The submission deadline is May 17th, and the exhibition opens June 12th at the Bel Air Library. The Cultural Arts Board still has limited funding available through its Arts and Education program, which connects Harford County students with Maryland-based teaching artists and cultural organizations through hands-on creative learning experiences. Funding can support both in-school programs like artist residencies and off-site field trips to performances, exhibitions, and cultural destinations across the state. Applications are encouraged by April 27th to allow time for review, with all programs to be completed by June 30th. To learn more or apply, visit culturalartsboard.org. For questions or assistance, contact Meg McReynolds, Harford County Cultural Arts Board Coordinator. And that wraps up today's program. Thank you for watching Kaleidoscope, produced in partnership with the Cultural Arts Board of Harford County and aired exclusively on Harford TV. We hope you'll continue to tune in to Harford County's Arts Connection. For Kaleidoscope, I'm Carolyn Black-Sotier.